Creating jobs, right? When you talk about impact and being a boss, you can't say that much.
I went to their website and I was blown away by some of the facts that I found on the website. One was Eureka. It's actually, she was the first and only African American female officer in the city of Falls Church Police Department.
Wow, that's a wow. Go, girl.
I'm honored to be on your show today and to be able to share my story. I don't take it lightly at all, and
Okay. I'm gonna start off by putting out. I'm not good at stuff. I'm not good at talking about me. I can talk about a whole bunch of other stuff.
I know. I was about to say, let them think their phone, their screen froze.
Oh my God!
Yes, we're live.
We're live, guys. We're live.
We're waiting for everybody to get on. I'm gonna say it's Angie and Rennee.
It's Angie and Rennee, but not Rennee.
It is Angie and Rennee. Oh my gosh. It's Angie and Rennee, but we have a special guest, LaShawna.
Hey. I'm so used to being quiet.
I know.
I'm gonna do a speaker doing it.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Instagram.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook, it's Angie and Rennee.
You are not Rennee. Even during this time, God, we pray for favor because we know that you are able to do it. And He was with him. He pushed him in a stroller while he was running. He had him in a boat while he was swimming.
Amazing. They let me feel comfortable in speaking, and I'm so grateful for this platform.
Hello, everyone. It is
Angie
and Rennee.
Hey, y'all, and we are here to talk about it.
Yes. Hey, Miko. Hey, Shauna.
Hey. Hey, ladies. Yes. So, happy Thankful Thursday.
Yes.
We are so glad to be here.
Yes.
And we are glad that you are here with us, whether you are on the live or whether you are watching the replay. We appreciate you taking the time out to come and spend the time with us. The changes of y'all's hair is fine. I know, right? Like I was looking at that. I was looking at that. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. We went from short, long braids, dreads, braids, short again. And
Girl.
you were red. And
white. Who
white,
told me
yes,
to do that?
white. Yeah, I forgot.
Y'all were not my friends.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Hey, yellow hair. Y'all are not my friend.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Whew. Today we are talking about something I tell you.
Oh my gosh.
We are talking about um, the emotional roller coaster of life. Yeah,
Yes.
let's go,
Yes.
Angie.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna tell you, like, all day the song has been playing in my head.
What?
I'm on an emotional roller coaster.
I've never heard that song. I was see. I want y'all to realize like where we are because that song was in your head. You know what was on in my head when I was thinking about the topic.
What?
Listen to this, LaShawn.
I'm
The
scared.
Ghetto Boys. My mind is playing tricks on me. When I was thinking about the topic, that's all I kept hearing. The Ghetto Boys. My mind is playing tricks on me with Bushwick Bill running around like yeah.
Right.
That's what was on my mind when I was thinking about the topic of the show.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. Nope. Didn't never thought about it. Never thought about it. But okay. All
Yeah.
right.
We'll go with your song though instead of the Ghetto Boys.
No, listen. It can be actually that goes perfect. It really does. Because when we're talking about emotions, sometimes it really is your mind playing tricks on you, right?
Yeah.
Um what is that? It's sometimes things they present themselves as one way, but it's really something else.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that it's very important that like we're doing like a lot of self-evaluation, that we're really trying to dig a little deeper and
Yeah.
figure out what it really is. So you all can put in the chat, and then also Rennee, I would like to hear like what are a few when we talk about emotions, like what are the few emotions that come to the top of your head?
Um, I guess not like emotions, but what happened, what came to my head is something that I know I do and I'm
Mhm.
getting away from, but like emotional eating.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I feel like that's something that people do when emotions are high, not sure what to do, not don't know how to react. Food is like a comfort when you are dealing with a lot of different things. So you have people who are emotional eaters.
Right.
Um, so that's, I mean, that's something that came to mind when I was thinking about emotion.
Okay. Well, I don't know what this says about me, but for the when I think about emotions, the very first thing that pops into my head is anger.
Yes, like emotional outbursts.
Right. So
Yeah,
anger, fear, that's
yeah,
an emotion, anxiety,
yeah.
sadness,
Mhm.
um, what else? Happy, joy. Because a lot
Aggressive
of
behavior.
times, say that again.
Aggressive behavior.
Yes, being aggressive,
Yeah.
right. Because a lot of times when people start to talk about emotions,
Mhm.
automatically they want to go to the negative. But it's not only negative, right? So your emotions, joy is an emotion.
Yeah.
I got this joy. Or excitement. So it doesn't always have to be negative when we're talking about emotions. And even with those that people tend to make them sound like they are, hold on, let me remove this because it keeps sounding like something is in the background. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. But even with those that people tend to say, oh, that's bad, when they think that it's bad to be angry, it is not. It's not bad to be angry. You can be angry, but sin not. right? I think if a lot of times what people will do is they'll suppress those feelings, right? I'm agitated, I'm fearful, I'm just, I'm uncertain. And you start to suppress those feelings because we've been told as children, oh, that's bad. Oh, don't feel like that. Oh, don't do that. No, it's okay to, it's more healthy. You need to release those things so that you don't have those emotional outbursts, right? So that we're not seeing you on the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock news, for doing something that's outrageous and crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because everything that you said actually is in the definition for emotions. It says a state of consciousness in which joy, sorrow, fear, hate, or the like is experienced. And I think, like you said, we always equate it to being something negative, but looking at it is joy. Um,
Right.
and yeah, so it's a range of different things, but I guess it's just controlling all of them.
Indeed. Like with anything that you have, anything that you do, you have to have, there has to be that balance. There has to be that, like you said, that control.
Hmm.
Because you can have somebody, I mean, going one way or the other can really be life threatening for
Yeah.
you and those that you're around.
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, it's okay if something has hurt you, it's okay to be sad. Don't stay stuck there,
That's the key.
right? You can't stay stuck there because I think when we
Yeah.
try to tell people to oh, you shouldn't feel that way. Why shouldn't I? God made
Hmm.
me this way and gave me these emotions to be able to have compassion for other people, right? To be able to feel things. It helps you to feel things. But we don't want to get so overstimulated one way or the other where I'm just so melancholy that I don't care what happens. And I have no emotions at all. Have you ever been around somebody who had absolutely no emotions?
I I kind of I I guess I'm telling on myself. Yeah, I do. And it's not a good thing, but I feel like when you experience so much, you get to the point where you're numb, and it's like, do you have any emotions? Do you have do you?
Right.
Yes, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing when you get to that point where you're numb because you have, like you said, you've masked your emotions so much because people say, oh, you're supposed to be strong, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to do this. So it's like, how do you find that balance where it's like, okay, you can cry, you can express yourself, you don't have to be numb. How do you find that balance?
Well, first you have to want it,
Yeah. I,
right? First you have to want it. And so I did wrote down a few things. I was doing a little bit of reading, a little bit of research, and I
okay.
did come across some things that can kind of help you to like effectively deal with emotions.
Okay.
And the first thing is to really to acknowledge and accept them. I'm
Mm,
angry. I'm scared. I'm happy, right? So acknowledge them and accept them. Don't try to hide. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to suppress it. You just say what it is that you need to say and how it is that you are feeling, right? So emotions are natural and valid. God gave them to us. So
mm,
it's easy for people or even yourself to judge yourself. Oh, I shouldn't be feeling that way.
yeah.
But you do.
Yeah.
So don't be so hard on yourself. You have to show yourself grace, right? So don't judge yourself for feeling them. I am angry with Rennee. When you said that to me, that hurt my feelings. I'm hurt. Instead of me walking around and not saying anything at all,
Yeah.
and now I'm walking around with my face all tight, and now we're not trying to now I'm not talking to you, and now everybody's like, well, what's wrong with you? Because every time I get around you, here I am I'm sour.
Yeah,
No.
because I haven't expressed how I feel.
Right. Express how you feel and let's work through it. And it's not going to be that easy. I don't want to make it as to where it's going to be that easy,
Yeah,
because it may not be easy, even with somebody that you're close to.
yeah,
And there's sometimes that you can say, I don't think that you have to say everything that's on your mind. If that you get into you having a feeling about somebody at work, you with them for 8 hours, if you working 8 hours. But do you have to be like, ooh, that you made me angry? Is it going to change anything, or is it going to make you even more mad?
yeah.
Right? Okay, what did Blossom say? Depending on the type of emotion, for example, good, I may have a burst of emotions. Right. You might, right? It says suppressing emotions can lead to increased stress or unhealthy coping. When we talk about that stress eating, right, where we get emotional and now we want to go and we want to eat, or we have where we want to go and we're shopping. We're spending money we don't have because this is a way for me to release stress, my emotion, right? We have emotional spenders, emotional eaters, emotional drinkers,
Yep.
uh, all that. And then it says, name the emotion. I feel angry. I feel anxious. So this increases awareness and control.
So it's saying naming your emotion, like saying how you feel,
Right.
will. Okay. Okay.
Right. And
So
hmm
I'm just thinking, you know how you hear kids, my grandson does it. I'm mad, or I don't like today, or something like that. He'll say it, but I see a kid expressing himself that way.
yeah,
And as adults, it's sometimes I know for me, if I'm passionate about something, it's coming across that I'm being angry or I'm being nasty. But I feel like it's you're passionate about it.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a good way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. My grandson used to be that way too. I'm mad. We'd be
Yeah.
like, okay. But but it was good that he was able
To
to, it's
express
good
that.
that they're
Yeah.
able to express themselves. So our
Yeah.
daughters are doing great jobs with our grands.
Yeah.
So, giving them the space to express themselves verbally.
Yeah.
Because if not, think about it. When young kids or even older kids or adults, when they can't express themselves and really figure out what is this that I'm feeling,
Mhm.
get aggressive.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're hitting and you're like, what is wrong with this little kid? It's because they don't know how to control these emotions.
Mhm.
Because sometimes it might be fear, but it is coming out as anger, right? It could be um I'm sad, but it's coming out as something else, right? I'm feeling a little anxious.
Mhm.
So, sometimes it mimics something else that what it really isn't is, what it really is not. And
Yeah.
that's why the second thing where it says understand the root cause. So ask, why am I feeling this way? What triggered this emotion? And so usually when somebody will come and even with myself, feeling some type of way, I try to figure out like, okay, where's this coming from? Like what has recently happened that is making me feel this way? So trying to figure out like what's the root cause. Okay, well, all right. 10 minutes ago I wasn't this agitated. What just happened? Oh, somebody drank the last ginger ale. Somebody ate my Snickers.
But you know what? Also, when you going back to when you were talking about the root cause, um, lots of times it's the cause of our emotions are as kids we weren't allowed to express ourselves. I know for me in our house, it was more so my mom said something, no talking back. If you why pop right in the mouth. So for
Right.
me as a kid, my emotions were more so bottled up. So I would write because I couldn't verbalize what I was feeling. Because if I said something, I got popped because basically you're talking back. So a lot of kids I know from my generation, our generation, couldn't really express themselves. So I feel
Mhm.
like that's why we have a lot of people our age that are like angry,
Mhm.
um, angry and not verbalizing things because we
Right.
couldn't do that. So for anybody who may not be able to express their emotions verbally, writing them down. Just don't get on social media expressing your emotions.
Come on.
Do what we used to do back in the day. Get you a diary. Write it, please, when you're feeling emotional. Because when
Yes.
you go on rants on social media, that stuff does not go anywhere. And you may be having a bad day, and people gonna look at you like, "What is wrong with you?" So
Yeah. But then also don't get mad when people have things to say. You
yeah,
put it out there and then like, oh, they in my business because you put it out there.
yeah,
Nobody would have known if you didn't say nothing.
yeah,
Okay. So it's hard to express myself now as an adult. Writing was a no-no too because next the whole family would be reading it. Yeah.
yeah. I that's they have the thing where the diary you used to get from the bookstore with the lock on it, where you try to lock it and keep your key. So I just feel like we need to get back to that, expressing ourselves with diaries and not using social media or going live. I saw um, a rapper's ex girlfriend, fiance went live and she put out all their business out there on live. She was like, I'm feeling myself, I'm feeling emotional, all this stuff. And I'm like, do you realize this video of you putting all your business out here about what happened in your relationship is out here now? So if y'all get back together, anything, all your emotional rant is viral now,
Yeah,
and there's
well,
nothing you can do about it.
yeah, but now what they may never get back together.
Yeah, because you put all that out there.
Right. Because you didn't told them you didn't told all the business. So you may never, but yeah, I say that you definitely have to find an outlet. So if it's phoning a friend,
Yeah,
if it's writing it down, and if you don't feel safe with writing it down and keeping it, write it down and tear it up,
yeah,
but you have to get it out. Sometimes I know whether it is writing it down, now you have where you can talk in your phone, you can record it.
hmm,
Um, get professional help. I mean, but you have to find a way that works for you.
yeah.
It's not cookie cutter.
No, it's not. It's different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. And it could be as to where if you're writing it down, you're singing, definitely pray about it, right? Well, pray, Lord, what do I do with this? You can always talk to God. He's always open,
Yeah,
always up, right? So you can always have a conversation with him. And then the big thing is that when you're praying, stop to listen because that's part of prayer.
yeah, that is key.
You're asking for all these things. You're talking, 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 but then you have to stop, still, and listen because he'll give it to you, whether it is where you can audibly hear it, you can
Hmm.
feel it. He'll send you to something in the Bible. A song may come on. It could be a TV commercial that comes on. He used the donkey, right? I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
you
You,
never know.
oh my
It could be
gosh.
a phone call from
Yeah.
somebody. You be like, why they calling me? Because they got a word from the Lord. And it doesn't have to be, I got a word from the Lord. It could just be, I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you, just calling to tell you that I love you. Something as simple as that.
Yeah. You're right.
On the other end, if you have somebody who is in your heart, heavy in your heart, or you're thinking about them, call them.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got?
What else she got? So she has pause before reacting. This is something that I have been practicing because I am telling on myself I would react instead of responding. There is a big difference. When you react, I'm sure we've all heard the term a knee-jerk reaction is because you didn't put any thought into it.
Mhm.
It was something that made you uncomfortable. It might have been a buzzword for you. It could have been whatever it is, but you didn't put any thought into what it is that you said. And what comes out of your mouth, 10 times out of 10, it's not the correct response.
You're right. You're right. You
Yeah.
are right. I many times I'm like, oh, you should have thought about that. Why didn't you just stop? Because
Mm-hmm.
emotions and feelings will have you on a roller coaster. To be
Oh,
honest, they will. They will. And sometimes that's the best thing to do to pause before it is. I
yeah.
had a situation this week where somebody sent me something. I'm like, and I went, I said, bring it down. And I was scared. I said, shh. I stopped. I stopped. I did. I stopped. And I didn't respond, and I just let it ride. But I'm learning more and more to let stuff ride because it's like you can give something your energy, whatever you want to call it, you can give it to it. But I'm at the point in life where I'm not doing it. I will walk away, and when I walk away, believe me, I've walked away.
Yeah. You have to. You have to. So it's even if you think that you have the answer right away, take a few seconds.
Yeah,
Take a few seconds and say, okay. Let it go through the filter
yeah,
and then respond to it.
yeah,
Doesn't that pause it could save a life, it could save a relationship, it could save, putting what is it, putting coal on the fire, like, putting, yeah, we trying to calm it down, and here your reaction
yeah,
could cause a bigger issue.
yeah. I always go back to it was a situation with Katie where a guy in the neighborhood when we lived in yeah we were in a neighborhood and the guy came up to our car and he I could hear him. She called me and he was banging on. I mean he was going for it. In that split second, I was looking at my phone and I said I could. I was getting ready. I was like this. I was getting ready. I said no. I was like God. Whoo! I was getting ready. I said just sit there for a minute and I paused. And that split second is like, do you make this phone call and make the situation worse, or you gonna
Right,
pray and be quiet? So I
right,
actually prayed and I was quiet, and I'm glad I was. I lied to you not. That same week we were coming home and we saw a bunch of police outside. Next thing I knew, they were arresting him.
yes,
And when I looked at her, we looked at each other, and I said, you know what? I said, God, thank you,
amen,
thank
amen,
you.
amen. Listen, he does it so much better than we can,
Yes, he do, he do,
so much better than we
he
can.
do, he do.
That's right. The battle is not ours,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. The battle is not ours. So
Yeah.
yes, amen. Amen. Yes, that, and very proud of you. I am very proud of you because we can get in that, and especially when we talking about our baby cubs,
Yeah.
I will smack your eyeballs out.
Yes, but you know what, Angie, staying on this right here, pausing instead of reacting, I'm learning more and more, and I'm seeing it with the generation that's coming up now.
Mm.
There is no pause. There's just a straight, I'm going to react. I'm not going to worry about the consequences. And I saw a young man, and it broke my heart. This boy was 15 years old. And the grandmother told him, she said, I told you to think. I told you, don't, she was like, you know this, you know that. I taught you this, I taught you that. And he went from this to just instantly crying. And he said, my life is over. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of things, that pause can be the difference between my life being over and my
Yeah.
life starting.
Yes.
And emotions nowadays, people, oh, you a punk if you don't respond. People going to talk about you, all this stuff because you don't respond and you don't react. But I'm
Right.
learning now that the greater strength is being able to stand still and not do anything.
Yes. This daggone thing. I don't even know how to put this thing back.
But
Here we
that, and that's something that a lot of that we all need to learn, and it's easier said than done. In that moment when the test is there, am I
Yeah.
going to pause or am I going to react? And it's like we need God to do it. We need Him to calm our flesh down because our flesh can be strong, our will is strong, let's be honest.
Yes.
And we need Him to give us that pause instead of reacting, because there are a lot of people that are no longer here because they didn't pause or because somebody else didn't pause. um,
Indeed.
yeah, so we definitely got to pause before reacting.
Yeah. Okay. This thing doing what it want to do. We gonna get our life right.
Yes, we are.
We gonna get our life right. That's
Yes,
okay.
we are.
Okay. So, yes. So, pause before reacting. Take a breath. Count to 10. Sometimes you may even have to step away.
Yeah, yeah,
This helps you respond instead of reacting impulsively. So
yeah,
we have to learn, the big difference. And literally, just like the young man, it's a matter of life and death. And
yeah.
when you really put it in that perspective and you really think about it in that manner, then you'll be like, okay. Because sometimes we simplify things too much,
Yes, we do. We
right?
do.
And speaking of this generation, and it's not just the people that it's not just our children's generation, it's us too, our
Yeah, it
generation
is.
as well.
It
When we
is.
talk about this season or this time where it's like, first everybody went through this, oh, we're woke, right? You
Mhm.
woke up, but what did you wake up?
Yeah.
Did you wake up on the right side of the bed? Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they said, "Oh, I'm woke now," and
Mhm.
so they started to see things from, um, I guess, a different angle or different perspective or
Yeah.
whatever it is that this woke thing is. Um, you can it can be things that are supposed to be with good intention, but
Yeah.
if there's no now they still sleeping. But if there's no if you don't know how to manage it correctly,
Mhm.
you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna
Mm.
mess it up. So it's like no matter how good it's supposed to be, if you don't know how to manage it, that's like giving a 4-year-old a car to drive. He's gonna hurt himself. They don't know how to drive. They don't know what to do with it. And so you woke up all these emotions, you woke up all this so-called education, but you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with it.
Oh my gosh. When you said that, when you said mismanaging things and being in the wrong place, when you said that, I was watching the documentary a couple of weeks ago about Aaron Hernandez. It was this football, the football player who he was killing all these people.
Mhm.
And they were saying, well, he had all this money, he had all these things he did, but nobody ever dealt with the character. Nobody ever dealt with the person. So
Right.
you took him from one environment to the next, and he had all these managers and great people around him, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody actually dealt with the emotions and the mental state. And
Right.
when you don't deal with it, you can change the environment, but what's in you is going to come out of you, which is your emotions. And when they're not controlled like his wasn't, I think he killed like three people.
Crazy.
And they were trying to figure, well, he had all this stuff, but nobody ever dealt with the emotions, the inside. And
Right.
that's what a lot of people do. We dress up the outside, but you don't deal with the heart, the mind, the mouth,
Come
the
on.
ear. If you don't deal with the inside, if the outside is just it's gonna be nice, but you're still gonna be messed up because you haven't managed what's going on in the inside.
When I think about that, I always think about, you remember Twinkies or Ho-Hos?
Yes.
I think about you having that and it looks so good. Like
Hmm.
Twinkies, once upon a time, like the nice, cushy, nice,
The
oh,
hostess
so
one.
good. But then, or even the Ho-Ho or the cupcakes with the filling. It looks good on the outside, but the
Yes.
filling
Hmm.
is spoiled. That's not who we want to be,
Yes.
right? That's not who we want to be. That's not what we want to represent, and we really need to get it together.
Yeah.
Like we really have to get it together. So yeah, but there's we're here, and it's like, you are. I think that a lot of times there we talk about express yourself, and just say how it is that you feel. Yes, do that, but also do it in decency and order. You
Yes.
don't have to express yourself and be nasty about it. I
Yes.
can tell you I'm angry, but I don't have to come in hot like
Yeah.
that. Let's talk about it. It's about emotional intelligence. That's
Yeah.
what we need to be. We need to be emotionally mature.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one, oh, right there. When we were talking, it talked about express emotions constructively.
Mm.
So when we're talking to somebody and we're really telling them, well, Rennee, when you said that, it made me feel this way. Or I feel, right? I feel upset when you drink my apple juice. I feel upset, right? Don't blame somebody else for the way that you're feeling. Yes,
Yeah.
they may have been the root cause of it, because that doesn't make me feel good when you talk to me that way. It doesn't make me feel good when, whatever it may be. But it's my feelings for me to handle.
Hmm. Yeah.
I own them.
Yeah. And I like that because, like you said, it is your feelings, and you said build like constructive emotions. When you think of construction, it's a mess, but
Hmm.
it becomes something once it's placed in order. It's
Yeah.
placed in order on top of each other. It's building something, and you can see the mess becoming something. So being
Hmm.
constructive is it's a mess at first, and I can be honest, a mess, and
Right.
then you're building, it becomes something better. So you learn how to express yourself in a positive way.
Indeed. Indeed. Okay. Aha. Now we have something we can all do. Let's all work together. So, practice emotional regulation technique.
Hmm.
So this could be counting to 10, right? This could be taking a deep breath. When was that? Last month I went to a retreat and it was so good, right? It was it was a leadership retreat, but we were learning how to regulate ourselves, how to regulate our emotions, how to deal with us,
Mhm.
to learn who we are, so then that we're able to be our best selves. And one of the exercises, the facilitator, she came in, she said a lot of times it's because we don't even know how to breathe right.
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, when you're going through if you're even when you're exercising, or
Mhm.
if you're ever going through somewhere where they're helping you to center yourself, breathe in. And if you do that a couple of times,
Mhm.
you'll feel different.
So if you see me sitting there,
Yes.
you're gonna know that I'm trying to practice
Ye-
emotional techniques.
Yes. Yes. And yeah, sometimes you have to do it. And sometimes, and she was even saying, as far as when you're breathing out, to really
Mhm.
let yourself hear the breath.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you ever been so, oh,
Yeah.
and sometimes when you just like, ah, you might be feeling something and you just scream, it makes you feel better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It does.
It does. It does. But I like that because you said that she taught you all how to breathe properly. And even when you give birth to a child, they have childbirthing classes to teach you how to breathe. And some people, I don't need nobody to show me how to breathe, but they're show obviously if they put this person and they train this person to show you how to give birth, how to breathe properly, then that
Yeah.
means there's something behind it that we need to learn how to do it and not just do what we assume is right.
Indeed. Indeed. Keep talking. I'm gonna turn my camera off for 1 second and fix this. Oh, please. Continue. What did Blossom Thick say?
She says, true. Under pressure, I hold my breath without noticing until I get lightheaded. Okay, we're going to need you to stop holding your breath until you get lightheaded, Blossom Thick, because we still need you around here a little bit. Okay? So hold your breath, but remember to breathe. So hold your breath and breathe. Don't do that. We need you around. We do. We need you. But you know what? I was looking at earlier also because the show is called Emotional Roller Coaster. And I was looking up the roller coasters and how it said that some of the most complex roller coasters can take up to 3 years to build.
Hmm.
So you think about it, you're building something that's got all these turns and all these loops and all this stuff, and they're saying up to 10 years to build this. And
Hmm.
here you go, you have all these people getting on for 5 seconds, something that it took you 10 years to build.
Come on.
And I was like, wow, how many times have we built stuff over the years and it's just been building and building and it may have built over 10 years and somebody can walk into your life if you're open and acceptable to it and break that thing that you've been holding for 10 years and building for 10 years.
Hmm.
It that did something to me to know that somebody took that much time to build something, and we could be building things and holding on things to things for so long and emotion, and if we're open to being free, one person can come and just break you from that emotion and that stronghold that you've been holding for years.
Amen. Come on, releasing strongholds. But the first thing that you have to do is what? To acknowledge it and want to do it. It's a decision.
Yes,
It's a
that's it right
decision.
there. That's
Yeah.
it right there.
Yeah. So, a few other things that we're talking about. So, deep breathing, mindfulness, or grounding exercises can reduce intensity. Okay, so sometimes they're like, just take a walk. You ever been in it? Like, just go take a walk. It can help you to do that. Regular physical activity and sleep also play a huge role in emotional balance. I
Mm.
know that when I am tired, I can act like I am three. I need a nap. I need a nap when
Yes.
you're tired, but I mean, really, um, sleep is when your body is uh, healing itself.
Yeah.
So when you're sleep deprived, you can think of, you act crazy.
Yeah,
You're all over the place. You cry,
yeah, can't
you
function.
laugh. Yeah,
Can't function. Some more.
yeah,
Yes, I agree. You're right.
yeah. Go take a nap. Take
Oh
a
my God.
nap.
Yes, yes.
But
Oh goodness.
also during that retreat, they were talking about breathing, but also like they were talking about maybe sometimes like tapping, right? Just tapping yourself
Mhm.
and just being like, okay, okay, just it can release the stress. And I'm telling you, you need to try it, Rennee. You can try it.
You're gonna see me tapping myself.
Uh-huh.
Your
You're gonna be over there in the corner like this.
fingers. Like I'm joking. No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Snail fingers. No, and that's fine. But you have
Yeah,
to like literally like we all have to figure out what works for us, because
yeah,
what works for me may not work for you. So tapping might work for me. I may need that. Right? The breathing, I think that's something that really works for everybody, because it's really getting the air and the oxygen to your brain throughout your body and your lungs,
yeah,
all that. It makes you feel just different. But you really have to like figure out and find out what works best for you.
yeah.
So try a few things.
Okay.
Okay. So yes,
Humming works for me.
humming works for me. Yes. And sometimes you have to figure out what works for you. That's it.
That's a good one because it kind of, I'm trying to like humming a song or something that brings you kind of
Mhm.
peace. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to
Yep.
use that one. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
use
I
that one.
like that. Yeah. I like to hear like some other things that other people do to like calm themselves down, or when they're starting to feel a certain way off balance or something, to help them to bring it back to center. So yeah, that's a good one, because you also, when you think about it, with the humming, there's also that vibration.
Yeah,
So there's also that vibration. That's a
I
good one.
like to go for drive. I like to drive
Mhm.
um as like my piece, or kind of
Right.
like when I'm on the sink and stuff. So I drive. I don't know if anybody else do that. Just roll the windows down and drive. With gas being a little high right now,
Right.
more so walking and
What'd you say? Now
yeah,
walking,
walking.
or listen, or just sitting in the car.
That's it. Just sitting there. Just sitting there. So yeah, that's something that I like to do.
Okay. So there was another one, and it talks about develop emotional intelligence.
Mm.
So with that, like, how do you develop emotional intelligence? So first, you need to learn to recognize patterns in your emotions and how they affect others. So what's the pattern? Right? Is it, if you notice that every time on maybe it's on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock, your mood starts to change. Why?
Mhm.
Go back to find out what's the root cause. And it could have been, like you were saying, when we were children, it could have been Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. Those are the times when something crazy might have happened in your house,
Mhm. Triggered it. Yeah.
right? So it's a trigger for you.
Yeah.
So you have to recognize, what are those patterns? Like, okay, or when I know that, or it could just be a pattern. I know when I get upset, I start to lash out at people, and then it makes my spouse feel bad.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to not do that,
Yeah.
because now it's not just affecting me, it's affecting those that are around me. So really recognizing those patterns.
I agree.
And then also empathy and active listening help manage not just your emotions, but your relationships too. So be open to to not just hearing what people are saying, but really listening, actively listening to what they're saying, because it can help you to kind of understand. And it could be as to where somebody is, they're I love you, so I'm gonna say, hey, I noticed, this is what I've noticed, right? I've noticed that when you do so and so, that this kind of happens, or when this happens, this happens. So be open to listening to that. So giving, and we're not calling it feedback anymore. We're calling it feed forward.
I
Because
like
I'm
that.
going to give you something for you to move forward.
I
So
like
feed forward. How we going to fix this?
that's a good one. I like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anybody else got something?
They quiet, but that's okay. But the last one that I have here written on my paper is to seek support when needed. Stop
That's
trying
key.
to do it by yourself. There are some things that are in this world, and I know that they got songs about it, they got t-shirts and all of that. It's just me against the world. It does not have to be. And
No.
sometimes, yes, it feels that way. And
Mhm.
there are certain times in your life, and there are
Mhm.
certain things in your life where, yes, it's just you. It's you and Jesus. But you cannot do life alone. You can't. We were made to we were made to commune with others. Adam, when he was by himself, and God said, "Uh-oh," he made woman for them to connect.
Yes.
He sent the disciples out. He didn't send them out one by one. He sent them out two by two. We
Right.
Teamwork makes the dream work. We're greater together.
I tell you. I I'm realizing that more and more and more and more and more, that we can't do it by ourselves, and that we do need a support system. It's important, especially this day and age, because I'm realizing when the enemy will get you by yourself, you and your emotions, and
Yes.
the emotions can take over and become stronger and a greater voice. And sometimes you need somebody to pray for you. Yes, you pray for yourself, you encourage yourself. We all do that. But
Mhm.
you're going to need somebody that can help you, bring things in. Realize, come on now, look at it from this perspective. Bring
Right.
your emotions in, put your spiritual glasses on so that you can see what's really going on.
Amen.
And you need somebody that can recognize that something's not right with you. You
Mhm.
know, you say you happy, but it's something else that's there.
Right.
And when you have that support system around you, it makes a world of a difference. It can make a difference between you taking off to fly or you sinking.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. When you have those connections, we want to nurture those.
Yeah,
Um and yeah, we can't do it alone. We
yeah,
can't. Yes, we acknowledge that, Jesus, he is here. He got you.
yeah.
He uses humans that are here
Mhm,
to speak to you, to love on you. The connection. Think about it. When a baby is born, the
mhm.
first thing that they do is they lay that baby on their mother's chest,
Yeah,
because the connection of that, just the connection together. So I encourage you to find your tribe. And your tribe, it could be one person or 10 people.
yeah.
A tribe doesn't have to be humongous. All of these friends. I got 9,000 friends on Facebook. I don't know but two of them. Like, so your circle doesn't have to be huge.
I tell
But
you.
there are times in your life that you may have different friends for different things.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
okay too.
that's you. I do. I do. Don't pay me no mind. I'm at like you said, different friends for different things and different places in life, spaces and places in life.
Yeah.
I'm in a different space.
Yeah. And I mean, again, there has to be that balance. No, but there has to be that balance, right? Because there are certain things, like you don't have to do stuff with other people all the time. You still have to know to be your independent person.
Yeah.
Yes, God made you independently. He made you uniquely you.
Yep.
So you never want to lose your identity, but you also don't want to be secluded.
Yeah.
Right? There's a difference between separation and isolation. Sometimes I have to separate myself to get back to myself. I need to spend some time. I need to spend some time with the Lord. I need to spend some time to really get to know who I am. Because I do feel that when you know who you are and you love you,
there you go.
You are so much, your light shines that much brighter to be able to love other people.
Yeah.
Because I've said it once and I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say it 1,000 more. People treat you the way they feel about themselves.
That's right. And people treat you the way you allow them to treat you too.
Come on.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are getting ready because y'all already know when I say that. Time for me.
Yes, we have come to our time. This has been beautiful. I see you. I see you, Angie moment. So yes, well, I'm just going to really what we were talking about, the emotional roller coaster of life. I strongly encourage you to when you're on that roller coaster, just know it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's definitely okay to be happy, be joyful, be, loving, all those things. But on the negative, or I don't want to say on the negative side, on the things that really don't bring life, don't stay stuck there. Right? Don't stay stuck in anger. We have to forgive. And sometimes we have to forgive ourselves and we have to forgive the other person. Don't stay stuck there. Don't stay stuck in resentment. Okay, you weren't able to do all the things that you wanted to do because you were a young mother or you were a mother period, and then there were things in your life that you couldn't do anymore. Don't stay stuck in the resentment. It's not too late. Go and do those things now, right? Don't stay stuck in fear. False evidence appearing real. It's not real. And even if it is, get through it. I'm not going to say get over it. I want you to go through it because while you go through it, you're going to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
Right? So let us not stay stuck in those places that keep us stagnant. Because what happens with stagnant water? It starts to stink.
Mm-hmm.
You got to move that thing. Moving and a grooving. So I strongly encourage you. But when those emotions, today I had an emotional flare up. That's what I called it, because I was all over the place. Because we're gonna talk about when we get about this age and we talk about that thing called menopause. We have you all over the place. But even in that, we still have to be emotionally intelligent. We can't just use the excuses. Oh, I'm going through menopause, so I'm just going to act any old kind of way. Yes, you have your moment. I don't care what you think, but I'm not going to stay stuck there.
Yeah.
Right? So I encourage you, go through the emotions, feel them, but heal from them. In that way, you're able to help others heal as well. I love you so very much.
Yes.
Know that we can get through this.
Yes. And before we go, I'm sorry, because I kind of wanted us to close on the Angie moment. We forgot to announce we are having a symposium in September. Angie and Rennee, yay! We're going to be live September
27th.
27th. We're going to be live and in person in Maryland. We are. It's supposed to be Saturday, but we're looking to maybe do Friday and Saturday. So we got a lot planned. We have three wonderful speakers. Yes, it is going to be interactive. Yes. We're going to feed you, of course. Angie, give them a little bit.
Yeah. So, well, I am so excited. I'm really, really excited that we are putting this thing together. We have been very intentional on making sure that everything that is going on in there is going to be something that when you leave, you will not be the same. And if you do, it's because you didn't even try, right? But it is really all about coming and connecting, not just connecting with other people, but also connecting with you, right? Um, being able to heal from those things that have caused you to be stagnant, being able to really fill in the gap, right? And to really learn to navigate through those things. So I'm so, so excited for you to come and really share that time with us. So, yes, please make sure you can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Check the link is in, I hope it's in the bio in on Instagram and also on Facebook. If just find us, holler at your girls, right?
Yes,
Look for Beauty for Ashes on Eventbrite.
yep,
Yes.
yes. Or you can, like she said, you can let us know. We'll send you the link so you can get your ticket. Seating is limited, so first come, first serve. Get your tickets. If you don't, you can catch us again. But you're definitely going to want to be there. It's different. We're coming in our own way. Three speakers coming in their own way, doing doing some good things. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah.
That's right. That's right. I hope to see your face in the place.
Yes. Yes. Thank you all for watching. Remember, we're off next week, but we'll be back the following week. We'll be sure to post it. Make sure you share, let people know our new time, 8 o'clock. If you want to go back and watch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, we're everywhere now. You can find us. But thank you for watching.
Yes. Have a good night.
Everybody. Thank you for getting your ticket, Miko.
Yes. Yes. Yes.